Okay. That's what I get this vibe of. Like, this is a beautiful reading, guys. So I don't understand what the other mess was. So maybe it'll make more sense when we go through it. The underlying energy is the Three of Cups. This is a celebration, fam. This is a celebration. Right next to the Three of Coins, that's celebrating. That's a party. It's people getting together and enjoying the moment, enjoying some sort of peak in success or a peak in someone's life. This was great. Usually this is with the people within your close circles, your close-knit groups. This could be a group of people in which you guys gather together and you start, you create some sort of union with each other. But I feel like personally, this is having to do with a relationship. So this is about either reconnecting with somebody, reestablishing a relationship. This is a reunion card, but I don't think you guys really had any time to I feel like the emotion was still there when you guys split, when you guys got back together. There was that small feeling of love, and it just kind of expanded from there. And now we're thinking about getting married or having to do with some serious plans that ultimately, bring about, huge changes huge things for our future, right? Huge developments. So the Knight of Pentacles is showing up in the heart of the reading, telling me that this person's probably offered something very valuable to you or you to them. This, like I said, Virgo, Capricorn, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. There we go. But I kind of feel like, too, the Knight of Pentacles is another card of procrastination. Somebody's looking very closely at the details, paying very closely attention to the relationship, putting a lot of effort and work into making this a stable, comfortable area for everybody to be able to flourish in. So the Knight of Coins, yeah, I feel like the focus has to do with money for some of you guys. Some of you guys, too, it has a lot to do with, finalizing the relationship or really strengthening the relationship, putting a lot of work towards it. But it could also do with procrastination. What are we procrastinating on, if there is any? That doesn't necessarily have to apply to everybody, but that's a small little tidbit of what the Knight of Coins can indicate. But I feel like, too, I don't really necessarily get a lot of procrastination vibes. I do feel like there's a lot of looking at the details, a lot of hesitation, because someone may not feel like they have everything that they need to move forward in that degree, but you do. And that's where the procrastination portion would come up. It's not necessarily to say that you or the other person is intentionally trying to hold things up, but more like you're moving slowly because this is a very serious step, very, very big step for you. And it requires a serious amount of commitment, diligence, effort, routine, structure, whatever, to make it work. So, not to mention, probably a lifelong sacrifice. So, the fact that we have the Knight of Cups here in the past with the Knight of Cups here in the heart of the reading, I kind of get this vibe that somebody already expressed to you or you expressed to them how you felt about them. There was something that, of course, like I said, was cultivating from a time of when you guys reconnected here. So you guys may have reconnected and you guys are starting to express your feelings, talk a bit more. You guys have expressed your feelings and you actually started to make things work. This offer of love has now expanded to now looking towards the future, seeing if there is anything that can be carried over to wife or husband material, right? That can be, so this person that you can feel like is your teammate and you could go through thick and thin with them and still come out to be fairly close together. You know what I mean? But you're doing this from a place of, I don't know, I think you guys are doing this despite what you've lost in the past, right? Of course, that connection in which you guys had in the beginning is not the same. So you have to figure out what you guys still are attracted to each other with, despite what no longer exists, the Three of Cups. I think the support network, the support, the fun, the excitement, that kind of probably went away when you guys split up, but you guys are reconnected again. But it's still I don't know if there's a little bit of bitterness or a little bit of sadness towards what's still gone. And it's hard to figure out if there's a potential for great happiness here, but you do know that there can be happiness if there's effort applied, which is why the Knight of Pentacles is here. He's not dwelling over the sad spilled milk. He's looking at what can we do to progress? What can we do to move forward? And looking very closely at the details and how to do it precisely, properly, and without much pain and effort and so forth, right? He's a hard worker. So I don't feel like you guys are looking at this situation thinking, oh, woe was me. This situation would have been better if we never fucking disappeared, right? Or if somebody didn't mess things up, or if situations didn't just, collapse in itself. But weirdly enough, something had the reason why this had happened, or if this is a past energy, which I really don't, considering that this is external energy, right? Whatever the loss is usually a past reference. If I feel like with the Five of Coins, the Five of Cups rather, the three, that part that was missing was a portion of you and this person's honeymoon phase. Because I think there's something serious between you two that requires that honeymoon phase to kind of be put to the side. It's very weird. Ultimately, the Knight of Cups, the Five of Cups rather, I feel like it's like you guys are looking at what the potential future could look like, even after something really devastating had to come to an end. Something that was very precious to you. And I feel like most importantly, I kind of feel like this has to do with how you guys can reconnect in such a strong degree as once was, right? Like the relationship is still there, even though that support that, with the Three of Cups can represent, like the supports, inner networks, people that are connected to you. I feel like that part is gone. That past energy, like how that used to be, is gone, but how it can be moving forward, I think that's what you guys are keeping your eyes open for. I think that's what you guys are looking to expand on, right? Looking at, okay, I may have lucked out in this area, but there's potential for greatness anyway. Hopefully, some of you guys are not letting this Five of Cups taint the future. Because if I was reading it in a different way, I could say that this here is somebody that's letting some sort of fall through with the person that they were planning to be with dictate how their future is going to be now. So, instance, they're not going to be too excited about somebody else coming in. But I feel like there may be something that's definitely caused collapse here that's now made space for somebody to come into your life, which is where this Page of Cups comes in. And I don't know if you notice this person coming in to offer you a cup of love, or communicating with you moving forward, communicating with you about their feelings because of just how focused you are about what was lost. So it all can depend on what resonates with you guys, but I kind of feel like it kind of can play both ways depending on, different types of people, different types of energies that you guys resonate with the most. So there is potential for great happiness here, though. The Five of Cups is always saying that. Like, there may have been a great loss, but there's always an area for there to be improvement. And I see like you guys are trying to figure out, okay, so this is all I've got now. I can't dwell on the past. I can't dwell on what's lost. What do I have now? What do I have now that I can use to make my future beautiful? And I feel like that kind of understanding and continuously building plans, figuring out the other person's dynamic, seeing how they work well with yours, figuring out the best strategy in which both of you guys can work together to execute this plan and mend the relationship, right? To bind you two together. Such a big thing. Just by the whole Three of Cups thing, there's teamwork. But the weird thing is that even in this reading, if you look diagonally, there's a third person involved. There's another person involved. I'm not trying to say that this is a third party situation, but I do feel like there is something here that's compelling. Like there's something involving another person. But I don't think they separate the two. There's no separating the two. I don't think because this is about joyous reunion. This is getting together. This is having a good time together, celebration. This, to me, doesn't look like somebody's trying to get in the middle. I feel like this is somebody that's just as much as invested in having you, and just as much as invested in you being happy as you are invested in your own happiness. But it's not your partner. Some of you it's not your partner. Some of you guys, it is your partner. It's a lot of things I'm picking up with this reading. A lot of weird stuff I'm picking it up. But there's 3 people already. Three pentacles. So Your future is showing the Queen of Pentacles, which could indicate another Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or it could indicate too that this is you feeling committed to working really closely with this relationship, right? You see the value of the relationship, you see the value of yourself, and you feel like they match, and therefore you are ready to expand and start working hard to not just maintain, but to grow the relationship beautifully. Some of you guys, this has to do with probably a business relationship. This could be like a liaison. This is someone that finds you your partner and you're like, great, we're business partners and we're happy and we're ready to go. This could be, I mean, I don't really, it could just be, it could be either one of you. I don't really know who this third person would be, but I find it very interesting that the Three of Cups is coming up and 3 people are showing up diagonally. That's just the only thing I want to say. So, sorry for the crypticness, and hopefully you guys will be able to figure that out on your own time, or get a personal reading with me if you have something like this similar going on. But this is just like, that's just too big for me to go into, per se. Too big with the rest of the other scenarios I've got going on right now. Just because I can see so many messages. But you guys come out of this situation looking prepared and ready to go to invest your time and energy into this relationship, into this project. I feel like you guys also feel like you're ready to settle down, ready to stabilize. Right? You know your worth, you know your value, and I feel like you meet somebody that matches that energy perfectly. But you do it by seeing what the potential is with what you already have. So your advice card that's coming up is the Six of Swords, and it works perfectly with this because this is literally what you're doing right now. You're looking at the situation from an optimistic perspective. The Six of Swords is also mourning, letting go of the past. Not letting go of it in the sense of let's forgive and forget. It's about forgiving the past, accepting and learning and embracing the lessons of the past to launch your future in such a profound direction. But still taking the risk because you don't really know where all that leads. So I really feel like this is literally it. You guys are just taking what you know, for adjusting to the changes that with the Five of Cups is presenting here, the losses, mourning those losses, giving honor to those losses, but also allowing yourself the opportunity to continue to expand your life from those losses that can ultimately help you move forward, right? If that'll help you in some areas in the future. They'll inspire you. They'll help you to mourn. But there's new opportunities and different horizons. Or looking for a new horizon, traveling. Ultimately, moving on and creating a better, brighter future is what this whole advice is saying. Like, this is what you're doing at this moment anyway. So I think it's pretty fucking powerful. So your hopes and fears is the Five of Wands. So I feel like you hope that there are challenges that are revealing. Some of you guys are maybe like trying to avoid confrontation, trying to avoid any sort of conflict at all. But I feel like for those of you that are aware that changes that come, and best changes come from things that are difficult, I feel like you guys are wanting these challenges to come up to see where your strengths are, to be able to assess what you guys need at each time, and become stronger in the connection that you've got. Let's see why we have the Five of Wands as the hopes and fears. Why do we have the Five of Wands and the hopes and fears? So I saw the Page of Swords. Why is the Five of Wands coming up for the hopes and fears? Yeah, I feel like the biggest challenge right now has the biggest reward. Some of you guys may be at a conflict, right? There may be some weird conflict between you and this person about moving in together and stabilizing. But the hardest thing is too, I think, is that some of you guys are moving away. I think that's one of the biggest things. It's not just marriage. I don't know if you guys are going to get married, but I guess I really feel like there's huge changes. That the reason why the Six of Swords is coming out. This is about leaving the past behind and looking forward to the future. Right? Letting go of the pains of the past, learning from those situations, and using them to excel your future even further. But in what case? Moving house. Like literally moving house. So you got the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. You have all the Pentacles suits in this reading. So this has something to do with physical, financial, stable-wise, abundance, commitment, emotionally, sexually. And that's in the Four of Wands is literally celebration in a sense. Celebrating. This is usually a home because of the stability that it provides. The area or gives you a space to expand, to grow, to build further. It's a platform. The Four of Swords, Four of Wands. So the offer to unite, to create a foundation. This is pretty doggone huge. And I feel like the Five of Wands rather, is the conflict of having that, or wanting it and not wanting it all at the same time. I feel like you guys have created your own in the time that you may have been separate from this person, or perhaps before you met this new individual. This is a new person altogether, and you're not really sure if you want to move, but you do want to create a really strong union with this person, and moving would probably be the best way to do it. Or you do want to move, but you don't want to move. It's really, it could be like, and you have your own personal reasons as to why you don't want to do something, but you also do want to do it. So no judgment whatsoever, but there's definitely that tug and pull, that conflict within the self. And I feel like some of you guys really want to be offered this opportunity to move in, but some of you guys may not want to give up what you've already got, right? Like you are in a position to expand and get ready for it, but that's where the procrastination is. That's where the reevaluating or to looking at the detail comes in, and seeing where the future could also honestly go with you and this person, because this is a really big step in a direction that does involve combining things. That does involve merges of some sort. So the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, I say both because, every deck, the deck is different. This says coins, but it's still the King of Pentacles. This is your person. This is the person that makes you feel safe, makes you feel comfortable. This person is a provider, takes care of you, but you're independent. And though I think the thing is like you continuing to strive for your independence brings you somebody that wants to take care of you. All right, like attracts like. If you take great care of yourself, someone wants to come in, and you may manifest somebody that wants to come in and take care of you as well as you take care of yourself. But the King of Pentacles is someone that's willing to commit and put their all into it. They don't half-ass anything. This is someone that's put their feet into the dirt and invest. That's huge, family. So I don't think that you're dealing with somebody that's immature, but I feel like how they are processing things, how they do things, may be a little bit backwards to you, only because this is their way of processing things safely and thoroughly. Surrender your attachment to results. Okay, the formula for success is to do all that you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Hold on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So this is talking about not letting, the desire to have something be the main focus. Focus on what needs to be, taken care of at this time. Focus on the relationship, and you'll do it, the results will come through. But the thing that's what I was talking about too is like, if there's too much, energy in one area, or if there's a lot of focus on one thing, it can sabotage it. I was talking about this in Pisces. Pisces reading was very similar to this. And I don't think you're trying to control anybody, but I do think that there's a lot of past and present gameplay. And what does that mean? That means you're trying to assume what the future can bring with what the past has already demonstrated. And it doesn't have to be the same. It literally can go in a totally different direction if you decide to go in a different direction. If you look at what has happened in the past, the situation from the past could happen again. Just saying. You guys are that strong and that powerful to manifest such an outcome. Not to say that you shouldn't, you could hurt yourself, but you do things automatically to protect yourself, always. So instead of focusing on what was, or what had happened and why it had happened, focusing on what had happened, understanding the why and learning how to prepare for that situation again, to do something differently, that's how you make the situation happen. I feel like that's why that feeling of, I don't know if I can really be committed to this person because this person wasn't very reliable in the first place. They showing reliability, or they were immature on how they were handling things, and it made me feel bad. But this person's come back, or this person is showing that they're ready to stabilize themselves, or this is a brand new individual that's showing that they are wanting to invest time and energy into me, and I don't really want to put myself in a position where I could be left out in the street and have nowhere to go. And I think that if you focus on, like I said, focus on the why all that happened, and focus on working towards making your relationship strong, stable, and reliable, you will never have to worry about this situation happening again. You can see the potential future being something that you can envision and be really happy and excited for. So let's see what the wisdom of the oracle is coming up with. You have TikTok and Yin. So time is of the essence. Yin is talking about not taking really any action, just letting things just be. Right now, like I was thinking too, it's like just focusing on what you've got right now is the only thing you really need to work on, because it's the only thing that you honestly need to do. Not expecting the past of pain, the painful past to come back up, but really to work with what you have, with what you know, and to be prepared to strategize solutions that will make your relationship stronger. And TikTok is one of those cards that always give me a little bit of trouble, to be honest with you, with understanding. So I'm going to just kind of take a glimpse here in the Bible here. I say Bible, but it's just the booklet here. I'm going to read the caption because I feel like it's better. They say it so well. And until I get it, I don't think I'm doing the card justice. So let's go ahead and see what this says. All right. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. Yeah, that's an awesome combination, actually. It's literally saying there's nothing you can do. You have to wait. Whatever this is that's going on right now, you have to have faith and wait. That's literally it. So, when humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. The Five of Cups, rather. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything creativity, beauty, chaos, order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Like, literally, what is this was saying? Let go of, surrender your attachment to results. Release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. That is one hell of a message, and literally ties in with what I was just saying earlier, right? So, surrendering your attachments to results. I don't think that you guys are held up on results. I think you guys are just wanting to protect yourself from whatever happened here, whatever caused that loss there. It was hurtful, it was painful, but you guys have to, but in order for things to be able to get you to where you want to be, looking towards the future, working with what you have, is creating solutions is the only way it happens. But you have to have the space, first and foremost, create the space for those conflicts to happen so you can create the solutions, so you can overcome those challenges. Unfortunately, I don't think any of that has really happened yet. This is anticipating what can happen and planning ahead of time, planning for a strategy ahead of time. The only way you're going to know how to fix the problem is by going through it. And I think that's the procrastination. You're seeing things from a very linear perspective. You're seeing things from a linear perspective, or you're trying to anticipate and prepare for what could happen that had happened before, because you've already experienced a pain that you never want to feel again. The only way for this to happen is you have to be open to the changes. You have to be open to what's coming in and be ready to adapt when time comes. Because there's nothing you can do at this moment. There's nothing you need to do. Focusing too much on attachments, right? What does it say? Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And that's the thing. You have to just let it be.